So today we're going to talk about purpose. Now, you can probably tell purpose is a key to everything we do in BGI. It's our whole strapline, business strategy with purpose. So why purpose? Why is purpose so important? Well, it's the very essence of why you exist as a company. And that's the question I want you to get to think about today. Why do you exist? Now, if you're a small company or just starting up, you may be coming out of a screw you moment where you decided to quit your job because your boss was an idiot and you wanted to do it yourself. And that's fine, that's enough purpose in the early days of business, but that doesn't sustain. And as you get bigger, your purpose needs to get a little bit more defined. And sometimes I'm working with big companies, multi-million-pound companies, who really haven't defined their purpose again from the very early days of when they started up. So I want you to start thinking about the different elements of purpose. And there's 5 as we define them in BGI. There's the passion. Do you love what you do? Are you adding service and value in what you're doing? And what's the market opportunity that you're capitalizing on? Otherwise, it's a hobby. And then the final bit is that then earning enough money for the lifestyle you choose? Those are the 5 elements of purpose. And I want you to start thinking about those 5 elements of purpose. And in the markets right now, what's really struck me in the last few weeks particularly is growth for growth's sake is not a good strategy. In order for us to not grow for the sake of growing, we need to be very clear on our purpose. Now, why am I saying this in the current context? If you look at some of the trends around the world right now, not just for small companies, but for big companies, like Home Depot in America, and also Starbucks, they've actually chosen not to grow. Their strategy, the Home Depot strategy last year, was to pull out of China and not expand any new stores in the US because they got back to purpose, they got back to core. And what was the reflection of that in the stock markets? 70% growth in the year by not growing. That's phenomenal. And that also takes strength of character to say, actually, we're going to stay where we are, we're going to concentrate on our core and our purpose and deliver upon that. That's the power of purpose when you get it right. If it works for global corporations, it can certainly work for small companies and entrepreneurs. So I want to leave you with a question today. What is it, which of the 5 elements of purpose resonates most with you as a CEO? If you're smaller, it might be the money element. But if you're bigger, it's probably the lifestyle element. And I want to challenge all the larger companies out there today and the largest CEOs. What does lifestyle really mean to you? What's the real purpose behind your business? Why have you set it up? Why does it exist? And for a lot of CEOs, when I speak to them out there, a lot of it's about time. We built the companies to create the time for ourselves and the time for our families, the time to see our children grow up, the time to do the things that we wanted to do. And yet the very thing we've created distracts from the very thing we were trying to do in the first place. So I want you to think about that. Have you created the right business for you? And if not, it's time to change it right now. It's time to get back to purpose. So I encourage you to think hard about why you exist and leverage all the other tools we've got around BGI to help you define your purpose properly. And then your strategy flows.